Holy crap. Finally. I'm going to tell you right now. The location in my city has been losing power off and on. And I spent over an hour getting ready for this video. And we'll explain in a minute. Only for me to record, power goes out. For me to start recording, power goes out. And I said, fuck it. We're waiting till the power is finally fixed or whatever they're doing. I went out, went to Quick Trip, got me a sub sandwich from their little market, their little, kitchen. Then I went to the park and I touched grass. That's right. I touched grass. Confirmed. Now, for the third time, welcome to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Man, it stop. Anyways, let's just jump into the video. I don't know. That's the intro. I'm so tired of making the same intro. We're talking about whether Bungie has employees that worked on Halo still. Even I've made the comment, just for transparency, I've made the comment that not very many people who, if any, was like 2 or 3 bros I thought that still worked, that had worked on Halo or Halos in general, were still at Bungie. So to this person, Guru Larry, what a name. I despise companies putting from the makers of blank when trying to pitch a new game, which, by the way, I'm still gonna say, even though we're about to have this topic, this conversation, I still think the current Bungie is using stolen valor. That's right. I still think it's this, the Ship of Theseus, the whole little argument here, still relevant regardless to what we're about to talk about, especially in the context of like talking about Marathon. This is stolen valor. People make games, not a company, like Marathon boasting from the makers of Halo and Destiny. Okay, technically, most of the people that made Marathon did make Destiny, which is like, you had us here. I don't know why you would say something so stupid. I doubt anyone would work on Halo is still there. This is the Ship of Theseus in another form, which, again, this guy's been even community noted debunked. But he's still right. He's right, but in the wrong way, right? It's still the Ship of Theseus. Still true. It works for movies when they put from director, producer of, as that's an individual. That person did it because you own the IP. It doesn't mean you were responsible. Either name who actually it was involved, who's still employed there, or leave it out. And I will say that some of the key people of Marathon did not actually make Halo. There is people like Tyson Green, which did work on Halo. Like there's some people for sure. Don't get it wrong. Even Christopher Barrett that got kicked out, he worked on Halo. Then we have Elliot. Let's see if it pops up. User interface design for Marathon. Damn, I'll have to tell this to Chris. So he just lists a bunch of people's names, right? That goes on, and they give a lot. So let's just look. This is just the people I know off the top of my head who worked on Halo title, who are still at Bungie. By the way, that's the conversation. Duh. That's the conversation. Is you can't give credit for someone who's not even working there anymore, and yet you. And here's the deal. People are railing. So there are 30-year vets still working at Bungie, and yet y'all still don't know how to ship an FPS. So there's a lot of people railing on this. I'm not going to get off the random train of people who's reacting to this. I'm going to stay focused on the topic because I want to be very transparent. This is good. I like this. I like that we're giving some clear. We now know who actually is still working there, because we can then dissect and see what they actually did with Halo and what their positions are. Now, most people don't give a shit. However, I am crazy. I'm insane and spent an hour doing research. I have the whole list of everyone and I looked up what their current position is and what they did with Halo. And a lot of them have like Lincoln like this, which makes life easier. And then there's a lot of, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean, but there's a lot of no-name Andys in here that did the bottom of the barrel of anything. So just saying that they worked on Halo is just like it's a charity. It's like, did you really work? Like, these aren't, a lot of these people are not the highlight crew. They are not the A team, the dream team. They aren't the visionaries. They're just the dudes that happen to do something on the game, right? And you need a whole team to do that. Like, let's not try to dismiss people's position. You need the whole team. Every cog in the machine adds value to the product. But there's definitely some cogs that outshine the others. Now, before we dive in, I think it is important when we're talking about the Ship of Theseus and people using, is it fair for Bungie to say from the creators of Halo? Well, let's look at Halo Reach, right? Just let's talk about Halo Reach. 100 to 200 core developers. The list he gave us, about 40 people still work there that touched Halo in some way. Just like I said, some of them are no-name Andys that really are kind of like the bottom of the barrel of what they did. Like, there's a lot of contract workers here that just happen to be upgraded, like, or testing. They tested the game, which personally, I don't think you get credit for saying you made Halo. You touched it and played it, but you didn't really make it. We're looking about, what, 20%? 20% with these numbers? So you got 20% left, which is more than one or two dudes. So that checked, I now will stop saying it's made by one or two dudes. It's made by 20%, and most of them are the bottom of the barrel. But let's go into it. Like, let's actually dive in and see what this list. And to make your eye, I'm gonna make life easier for y'all. There's no way you're gonna want to squint at this. There you go. I know you're like, and it's bright as fuck. I'm sorry, but I at least zoomed in so you don't have to hurt your eyes. Chris Butcher is currently an engineer director for Bungie, one of the 4 engineering leads at Bungie Studios who are responsible for overseeing the creation of the smash hit Halo 2. By the way, not a lot of Halo 2ers left. A lot of these dudes are like Halo 3, Halo Reach, or ODST. So when I see like Halo 2 or even Halo 1, I'm like, okay, this guy been here for a minute. Jason Jones. I'm sorry. I saw, like, I wish I saved it. I saw something on Twitter where someone's like, Jason Jones is some random nobody. Like, bro, he's the co-founder. He was the co-founder of Bungie and the primary creator, lead of Combat Evolved and Halo. Like, if you don't know who Jason Jones is, either you're a grifter or you don't even bother to do the most basic research. Like, if you've played Halo or even the old Marathon, you know who Jason Jones is. Everyone knows who Jason Jones is. Now, you ask yourself, what does Jason Jones do at Bungie right now? Outside of him being a chief vision officer, what does that entail? No one knows. Even his employees, when the leaks came out, they all said he just kind of sits in the back and just twiddles his thumb. Like, he doesn't fucking do anything, I guess. He's just there for a paycheck. He's really giving visions here. Tom Gioconda, shared service engineer lead. Just so you know, I didn't know what the fuck that was. Apparently, he helps work on stuff like Destiny, Fireteam Finder, a lot of that, that aspects, right? Nothing overly grand, but he did Halo Combat Evolved, so throw back to that. Halo 3 ODST and Halo 2. I don't know why he never touched Halo 3, but he did ODST. Dave Goska. He's no longer at Bungie. There's 2 people that are on this list that aren't even part of Bungie. They're Team LFG PlayStation. It's a separate group for PlayStation. I guess they work with the different studios like Bungie. He's a test leader, or he was a test leader that worked on Halo 3 for Bungie. He was just a test leader. But now he is part of Team LFG for PlayStation, which is working with Bungie for Marathon, or was. So again, when you start getting to the trenches, you find all this interesting stuff. Matt Noguchi, he's a programmer. Some of the stuff, again, like I said, I dig through the trenches to try to find as much as I could. For Halo, he was a key programmer at Bungie who worked on the development of Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2. So this is not some no-name Andy. Bob Glensner, senior engineer lead at Bungie currently. He was a tool engineer that worked on Halo 3. Lars Bakken, he's a senior design lead at Bungie. Multiplayer design. So you think like PvP maps and stuff like that. He played a role in the development of Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, and Halo Reach. Tyson Green, we all know Tyson Green. He's the longest serving staff member with over 2 decades experience since working on Myth 2. Doesn't even have he doesn't have a Lincoln. There's really not much outside of it. We know he's worked on Destiny. We know he's obviously part of Marathon. But the dude's kind of been here for quite some time. Like he is the OG Bungie. Like when you think of like OG Bungie, I mean, he is among the few that you could say he was there from the beginning. Dan Miller, he's an experienced design. He was the campaign designer for Halo 3. Shi K1, supervising art director, worked on Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3 artwork and storyboards. Eric Elton, 3D art team, campaign environmental artist on Halo 3. Again, just a reminder, this is their current position, and this is what they did with Halo. I just want to, just so people aren't like, if you're skipping ahead and you missed out, I'm telling you now. Steve Cotton, he's the world director currently. Halo Reach and Halo 3 is what he worked on. That's as much as detail I could get. Sam Jones, production director. He left Rare Ltd to join Bungie in 2006 as an environmental artist working on Halo 3. Mark Uede, senior investment designer. He was a test contractor for ODST and Halo 3. He was a no-name nobody that when he participated of Halo. He was just a test. He tested, and now he's moved up the line. Good for him. But a lot of these guys started as nobodies and have worked up their way up the Bungie food chain. James Haywood, not much info on him. I just don't know what the fuck he does. Art department for Halo 3 ODST and Reach. And I'm not like, some of these guys just don't even have they don't even have like a LinkedIn. If you put it in, or if they do, they don't have a lot going on for them. Yeah, if you just type in, some of these guys just have them and some of them don't. And you're like, this is, I think I deleted it. Here, let's see. Make Halo. This is what I've just been doing. Again, simple Google search. Is James, whoops, is he alive? Active at Bungie. There it is. This is the crap that you get. So like you just kind of guess at what's going on. By the way, this page is awful for getting information. Like awful. Just so you know, that I'm just giving you a sneak peek of some of the bullshit I had to deal with. Like, they give you all this stuff. Just so generic. Hell if I know. Ask my wife. Like, what the fuck? Like, again, looking for information on some of these people, like, you just don't know what the fuck they... Like, this is just, again, another no-name Andy. David Allen, general manager at Team LG. Again, separate team for PlayStation. They focus on incubation projects. He was a producer or multiplayer producer for Halo 3 ODST and Halo Reach. Eamon McKenzie, I spelled McKenzie wrong here, don't care. Marathon engineer director. That's where they are now. They were hired as a programmer for Halo Combat Evolved. McKenzie went on to engineer Halo 2. Ben Womack is a core game director. He was also another test contractor for Halo 3 ODST. Again, little no-name Andy for Halo and moved up the chain. Andrew Davis, senior design lead, is what they are now. Again, they were a contracted animator. They did the Halo 2 stats section and Halo 3's main page. Just again, when we say people that worked on Halo, and it's like, okay, buddy. Tom Burlington, technical art director, is currently. Art department, Halo Reach, ODST, and that's pretty much all you can get out of that. Mark Fleeg is a VFX art lead. He has a portfolio. He is an associate artist for Halo Reach, constructed modular destructible environment library, all those assets, worked on several cinematic sets and sandbox assets, so a little bit more. But again, Halo Reach, which was their Bungie's last project. Dorji Belbrook was a concept artist for Halo 3, Halo ODST, and Reach. He was not typically the sole artist, but a key member of the art department specializing in environments and scenery. Justin Truman. He's currently the over-delivery guy of Bungie. He was an engineer for Halo Reach. Stosh Stewart. He is the Bungie.net web team. Again, another kind of no-name Andy. He was a contractor. Again, another contractor for Halo 3, ODST, and Reach. Again, a lot of these no-name Andys. Now you're starting to see the pattern of what I was talking about when I said you can tell who the core part of Bungie is, and then the little guys that kind of like, they worked up their way up the chain, but they're contractors, testers, small bits. They're not the visionaries outside of, unfortunately, Justin Truman. Not Justin Truman, like Tyson Green and them. We got Matt Reichberg. He is a senior director of operations insight. He was an associate producer for Halo 3 multiplayer Blue Disc, Halo 3 ODST. He did the animation producer for, in engineering for Halo Reach. Paul Lewin, he is a network gameplay engineer. He was considered, this is funny, he was an additional crew for Halo ODST, Halo Reach. He's also the guy that made a statement about connection issues in Destiny 2 that pissed a bunch of people off, apparently. He said, it's a you problem, and that pissed off a lot of people. I didn't realize that was drama in 2016, but apparently this is another developer that just doesn't know how to shut up. Mark Goldsworthy. I kid you not. I looked for this guy. The only thing I could find of what he does currently or of recent, within the recent time for Destiny 1, was the Sky Art lead. He was part, what he worked on before was Spy Kids, Halo 3 ODST, and Halo Reach. I had to put the Spy Kids. It's just so fucking rad. I remember Spy Kids as a kid. It's just the whole, this is the shit I'm talking about. When we're talking about the creators of Halo. Yes, Skybox. Woo! I'm sorry. Javier Burgos. He's currently a senior tech art lead. He was a tech artist for Halo 3, Halo Reach, and the Final Assault. I don't know what that is, but he apparently hopped around a little bit. Blake Lowe, environmental artist. He was a senior environmental artist for Halo 3, ODST, and Reach. Derek Carroll, senior designer, worked on Halo Reach, responsible for all multiplayer modes from all new invasion mode to the re-implementing legacy Halo modes and the new scripting engine. A little bit more a little bit more detailed, especially the fact that they were responsible for some of these new multiplayer game modes. That's not just a no-name Andy. That's someone I like the invasion mode, and it makes me wonder if this is the person that this person also helped work for Onslaught or game modes in Destiny, because invasion mode was actually really fun, and just unfortunately people didn't really like playing that kind of game mode back in the day. David Aldridge, head of engineering, currently. He was responsible for a very important key for netcode for Halo 3 and Halo Reach. Sam Argeze, VFX lead and artist in Halo. He worked on Halo 3, Halo Reach. Brad Fish, he's a staff designer. Only thing I could find was that he worked on the UI for Halo, or he works on the UI for Halo, or I don't know. There's zero record of Halo. Not even on his LinkedIn does he say anything about Halo. So for all we know, is just he's worked on UI. If anything, wow. Mike Hoffman, art lead, worked on the cinematic animations for Halo 3 and ODST and Halo Reach. Matt Kelly, principal technical animator. He was the animator, another contractor for the spawn and death animations, also for vehicle animations and miscellaneous animations. Brian Frank, not Frank O'Connor. Like, not, these are two different dudes, just because it kept on trying to pull up Frank O'Connor. Brian Frank, design lead, team lead now. He worked on Halo Reach missions. He was a designer for that. Jason Sussman, gameplay art director currently. He worked on environment art for Halo Reach and Halo 3 ODS, Halo 3 and ODST. Drew Scheib is a principal animator, was a senior animator for ODST. Again, another no-name Andy, really not a lot going on for them. And Dan Collin was a staff designer. Halo 3, Halo Infinite. This person is again, this is someone who does testing. It seems like maybe for the past 3 years they've been at Bungie, so it makes me wonder if they stopped doing build verification, like they were a play tester or some sorts, and they would hop from, like, if you look at his LinkedIn, he would go from place to place to place to place, and like he worked on Halo 3, and then he's also worked on Halo Infinite, so he's been around. But would I consider him as like the name brand for making Halo? No. I mean, it sounds like he was just a tester, and again, I don't give credit. But yeah, there's your list. I did the work. Whoa, I did the work so you didn't have to. A lot of fucking research and annoyances having to go find all these people. Now, again, about 20%, and even of that 20%, do I think this is still the Ship of Theseus? Do I think Bungie should be using from the creators of Halo? Honestly, no. I don't think they've earned that. I still think it's stolen valor, 100%. Let's see if anyone else has... You post this as the old school Bungie fan. I'm beyond tired of seeing to correct these people that make these wild claims that no one from the Halo days are still at Bungie. Or one I see a lot is that Bungie went to 343. I've seen so many ridiculous claims from people about this, and it's refreshing to see someone from Bungie actually say it. Thank you. So that means that Sony has no excuse to not have you guys make reboots of Killzone Resistance. What? Let's see what, like, I feel like there's a lot of bot comments here. Let's see what actual view comments. In addition to Elliot's truth nuke below, there's a lack of appreciation in the OP's post for cultural and technological legacies. People pass down those pieces by piece, and as new people join and others leave a company, it's one of the reasons the feel of Bungie games have remained strong for 25 years, even while the gameplay teams have changed multiple times. The Ship of Theseus is a good metaphor because it's both the original ship and the new one at the same time. Not a dunk at all. I mean, it is the Ship of Theseus, but it's also stolen valor. Like, and so, I don't know, man. Like, he makes a great point that you're passing on knowledge. And here's the deal, like, knowledge, that's how like any business works. You educate the next generation, you teach that next employee, and then they're able to do it. But there is some talent that you can't replace. You could teach people the same thing. Like, you can give people the same exact knowledge, but everyone's going to take that knowledge and you apply it differently. So you think it's a good idea to replace old pieces of the ship, but sometimes I think, like, if we're looking at like material, if you look at cell phones back in the day, the material was a lot stronger, more durable, and you didn't have to worry about breaking. Nowadays, shit is made cheap. Same thing applies to people. There are people that put a lot of effort into things, and now some people are more cheap. They're more lazy. They're more carefree, or they're not given the time to put as much time and like passion. And we know that's the truth, especially in the gaming world, where you might have a dedicated, passionate developer that is learned from a professional, but they're not as experienced as that person, and they need more time to adapt and to harness these skills. But publishers aren't going to give them that time. Whereas someone who's already a professional veteran, they're good to go. Like, they're out, they don't need time to cook. They are there. They're going through the motion. And so and there's multiple layers to this, right? There's multiple layers to it. I think these are fair points to consider. But I still am going to say it's stolen valor to say that you're for the creators of Halo when only like 20% of the company actually remnant of the OG. And when you're looking at some of these dudes, there's a chunk of no-name Andes or people that did the bottom of the barrel. Like, there's only a few key people that I would even be like, yeah, those were the dudes. There's like a few out of the 40 that was named that are actually like standouts. When you look at the rest, they're just like no-name Andes. It took a developer to debunk the narrative that Marathon doesn't have Halo and Destiny developers. In Marathon, you can really see Bungie's pure DNA. I'm gonna close the video out. This doesn't make it look better for Marathon. It actually makes it look worse, because I see a lot of Halo Reach and Halo 3, and Halo 3 is my baby. And I'm gonna tell you from a very biased, love Halo 3 is the best Halo for me, like, or best Halo in ever made to me. If you say Halo 2, we can still be friends, because I love Halo 2. It's legendary. So, you know, we can disagree, but I'm still gonna agree with you that Halo 2 is amazing. But Halo 3 shits on Marathon. Like, if you were to take both games, Marathon looks like a pile of shit compared to Halo. It does. Graphically, fun-wise, gameplay-wise, everything about Halo, both its PvE in the campaign and its PvP, 10 times better experience. And yes, I know it's an extraction shooter versus an arena shooter, but if you were to say only one could exist, Marathon absolutely should be sent to the Shadow Realm. Halo 3 is primo. And the thing is, Halo 3 has a legendary, like Halo in general, though, classics, but I'm focusing on Halo 3. Halo 3 has a legacy. Marathon is a cultural joke. Halo 3 was a cultural manifestation. People don't realize they're selling they're selling Mountain Dew bottles and cans full of Halo franchise all over the place, on food, on TV. You had Bill Gates walking around with Master fucking Chief. Like, let's not act like that Halo 3 was not a cultural phenomenon, where a Marathon is a cultural phenomenon in the sense that it is the toilet used, or what am I trying to say? It is the TP being rubbed between the ass crack of both the Chads and Chuds. Whatever you want to decide who's on which side doesn't matter. It's still the truth. Like, you've got people on both sides, you know, Marathons being used to wipe ass. The point is, whether you like Marathon, you don't like Marathon, we can agree. This ain't it, Chief. I'm glad that we have this information, and there's a lot of like leads here, and a lot of these people are responsible for some of the shitty decisions in Destiny. Not like higher ups like Jason Jones, Justin Truman. 100%. These are some of the names that you should shit on for the state of Destiny and even state of like Marathon, because you remember a lot of developers came out telling these guys, don't do this. Whether you're glad that they did it or not, you still have to come to the realization that there's plenty of employees who are against Marathon from the get-go, and that does impact the quality of the game, because who would have thought, and who would think what Marathon could have been had it not had such a rocky development? I'm not talking about its PR. I'm talking about its actual development in-house. Like, that's something people aren't talking about. You can talk about the PR and how it is decimated, its cultural relevance. Marathon will never be as relevant as people want it to be. It just never will. Outside of as a negative, tooltip. Especially compared to like games like Halo. It will never reach that relevance, unfortunately. But when we're outside of the PR, the game itself could have been better. And I think it would have been better if there wasn't such chaos and clash and division within the company itself. And we'll have to see how that plays out. Let's see how the company plays out in the future with content. But yeah, I mean, these names, not very few of them are of impressiveness, unfortunately. 20%. That's all I can give you. 20% of Bungie is left that helped Halo. And again, some of them are a fucking stretch. When I see contract worker or tester, I'm like, okay, your ass doesn't deserve that credit. Sorry. But there you go. I did the research, so you don't have to. I'm Mr. Game Counselor. Sorry for the late video. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Huzzah!